Okay. So, I just want to again welcome all of those of you who are just now logging on, are tuning in. I thank you so much, and we are going to be starting here momentarily. I just need to set some other stuff up. Please forgive me. Y'all know I'm so new to this, but we're going to work it out because I am relentless. I don't give up. So, um, but tonight I feel like there's a lot going on in the world, and there's a lot to talk about. However, tonight is going to be a special night because tonight I'm not going to really talk about current events. Um, Tonight I am going to address trust in our community, the Black community. I think it's something that definitely needs to be talked about, and I think that you know we have some issues in that area, and so, or at least that's what I found. So I wanted to address that, and then also I kind of wanted to hit on passion tonight as well. And then we're going to also try to see if you guys can call in. As you know, I'm sure you can see it on the screen. The 214-509-6560 is actually a podcast number. So I will be taking phone calls. And that's going to be later, though. I'm not going to open up the phone lines until later. Um, so just give me 2 more seconds while I continue to set some stuff up. I feel like I'm speaking to myself for some reason. So weird. Um, so just give me a little bit. Why is this happening? I don't get why this is happening. Okay, so I don't think this is. Um, okay, so you guys, I'm trying to see where I can see the comments because I really need to see those comments. They're important to me, you guys. I need to see them, and I can't. So you know what? I'm just gonna keep talking. I know that you guys can see me. I know that you guys can hear me. Um, so I'm just gonna, I'm just keep talking. Um, and I do apologize, guys, for the technical difficulties. I feel so bad because I feel like I'm wasting you guys' time a little bit. Even though I feel like I have some stuff that we need to chop it up about. Um, so it's already I've wasted 5 minutes. Okay. So let's just get started. Um, so like I said earlier, let me cut the music off. So like I said earlier, give me a second, y'all. I want to make sure. I really really do apologize. I am getting better at this. So you know, hopefully um, I get even better at it. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys can see me. So I'm just gonna keep talking. So I like I said earlier, I did want to address I wanted to address trust in the Black community. Um, from a personal perspective, um, I have found that we really don't. It's not a lot of us that really trust each other. And when I say that, I mean, um, we have been through so much with each other as far as people trying to do business. I find that, some of us in our own community, we look at our own people and don't want to do business. We don't want to, um, what is this? Something's popping up on my computer. So yeah, we sometimes have a hard time doing business with each other, and that's a problem. And so I had to ask myself, well, why do we feel, why is it like that? because that just didn't come out of nowhere. Like, why is that like that? And so I was talking to a friend of mine, and they were, we were just kind of talking, and they was just telling me how, the black community, we have been pimped so many times. And I know that's a harsh word to use to describe the context in which I am trying to explain our trust among each other. But I mean, if you really think about it, it kind of fits. I find that me and a friend were talking, and so, they kind of brought up some things about, how people go join churches, and, something happens, and uh, they just, you know, they just say, you know what, I don't trust this pastor, so I'm not gonna give him my money, or we'll do business with each other, and maybe a business deal or something will fall through, and from that point on, oh, I don't do business, or I don't trust, black people to do business with them or whatever. And I'm not saying that this is something that we all feel, because I definitely don't feel like that. I am so pro-black, it's unreal. However, I do think that it's a lot of that going on. So in relation to that, it was important. One of the reasons why I started this podcast was because I started the podcast, and I've been putting my own money into it. It was very important for me to do that, because I believe that when you show people that you are passionate about something, when you show people that you are willing to invest in your own self, when you show people that you don't want their money, you don't need their money, I think that's very important, because sometimes I look around and there's so many different people doing so many different things, and every time you look up, somebody's asking you for some money. If they're not trying to, sell you something, or they're running some type of scam or game or whatever. And so for me, it was important for me to really, really, really invest in us. And when I say invest in us, I mean, do everything I can, because at the beginning, the foundation part, do everything I can to build that foundation, and, put my own, if I feel like I'm passionate about something, I can put my own money into it. I don't need nobody's money. So I wanted, you know, you guys to see that, because everybody that's black that come before you is not trying to scam you out of your money, especially when I feel like there's some issues and some problems within our own community that we really, really need to talk about and address. And I feel like it would help. I feel like it not only would be therapeutic, not that I'm trying to be anybody's counselor, uh, but I feel like it would be, therapeutic. Um, Especially when you have an environment where you're able to share with each other, and you're able to. I can't see any of you guys' comments, so if you guys are commenting, I apologize. I can't see your comments. However, like I said, I do now have a phone number where I will be able to take calls. So in about maybe 10 or 15 minutes, I'll open up the phone lines, and I will be able to take calls. And if not, I'll just continue to talk. But yeah, back to I felt like for me, I needed to build a foundation. I needed for that foundation to be built on me showing my people that I'm not here for any type of gain, any type. I don't, I don't need, if I cannot say that enough. I don't, uh, I don't want to, I don't want anyone to think that I'm just another black person coming in here trying to make a dollar. That's not me. I honestly, I have my own money. I make good money. I mean, I don't have to do that. So it was very important for me to to basically put that out there. Um, because I have found that, that can be a problem in how we trust each other. And I am very guilty of that. I'll be the first to admit that. I'm very guilty sometimes because, you know, I'm a person when I do business with somebody, I need for you to slow all the way down. Don't fast talk me. Don't try to take me fast. I need for you to explain everything to me from point A to point Z. Everything in between. I may ask some of the most what somebody may deem as a stupid question, but I don't care about that. I pay no attention to that because if I'm investing my money or my time or whatever it may be, you definitely right. I'm going to ask. I'm definitely going to ask. And so I have been guilty of, sometimes maybe coming off as not necessarily hard, but coming off as, I guess, asking too many questions, because I will ask 1,002 questions if I feel like somebody is fast talking me and taking me too fast, and I don't do that. So, um, but I wanted to address that. I thought that was very important, particularly within our own community. I want to encourage you guys to really, you know, when you come into contact with somebody who is who's a African American person just like you, and they have a business, invest in their business. I mean, I'm not saying you just go in it with your eyes closed, but don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to invest in each other. We must do that if we want to build strong communities, like you know um, like the Asian community. Um, they have, in certain areas. I know here in my area, they have almost a whole block, a few blocks, banks and everything else, stores and everything else. And the Spanish community here, the Latino community is the same way. And so, uh, if we want to have strong economic communities, then we have to invest in each other. We have to do business with each other. That is not an option. That is not an option. I mean, I'm going to say this again. That is not an option. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that we should go in with our eyes closed. Yes, you know, ask questions, investigate a little bit. Don't just throw yourself, somebody asking you $5,000 and you just like, okay, no, I'm not telling you to do that. That would be very naive. However, if you know you have somebody that a friend or whoever it may be, and you know that they're trying to do some great things within the community, get behind them, support them. It really, really means a lot. We must learn to do that. Every other group does that with each other, but us. And it really, really saddens my heart because like what I'm trying to do now, I can't do this alone. I cannot do this alone. I'm going to need my people at least to support me. Like I said, I don't need no money. I'm not asking for no money. I believe that, there probably will be times and projects where money is needed. But if I can't invest in my own self and, prove to you guys or to whoever that I'm all in, I am all in. If I can't do that and show people that, because I do consider myself a leader. As a leader, I feel like we must lead by example. So it's very important to me that I'm able to do that. Um, Another thing that I wanted to talk about. Excuse me, you guys. I'm kind of like going back and forth because I'm trying to see if it'll still let me see any of the comments. If you guys have any, I guess you don't, so that's fine. Whatever. But yeah. So another thing that I wanted to talk about, you guys, too, was I wish I could see the comments so I could see some of the stuff you guys are putting and kind of feed off of that, which is why I really, really need to be on Ustream. I think the next time I do it, I'm going to have to do Ustream. Um, yeah, that's probably going to be the best bet. So I don't know if you guys have Ustream's account, but I really, really would appreciate it if you got one. Please. Um, but another thing that I wanted to talk about was passion. I wanted to talk about passion. Why? Well, I wanted to talk about passion because, you know, I run into people sometimes and they say things to me like every day, like every day, like every day you posting something pro black, or every day you know you just edit every day. Um and to me, when that is said to me, I'm like, why not? We are in an era where it's time out for playing, y'all. It's time out for playing. We cannot play. We need to be building. We buy the most and own the least. That is a problem. That is urgent. And if I got to beg people to see that, frankly, I'm not gonna do that. Either you see it or you don't. I'm not going to beg people to get serious about our state. I mean, when it comes to even owning business, or being able to get business loans, you guys know, I think the last 4 years we have made up close to 1% or 1% of being able to get business loans. So either we're not applying for them, or we just don't nobody want a business. And I refuse to believe that. Every time I look up, somebody's talking about starting a business. So I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, then why I don't see that many businesses. I don't When I read certain reports, we're always in the lower spectrum of the report. And so for me, that is an urgent thing, because for me, it is about being able to pass down wealth. A lot of the people in this country who are non-black, the reason why they have wealth right now in 2017, whoever they may be, a lot of them, is because it was passed down. And when I say wealth, I'm not speaking of $1 billion. I'm speaking of they had some type of property, some type of real estate. They had maybe even a life insurance policy where somebody died and left them close to $1 million or something like that. I don't know. You don't meet a lot of black people that have that going on. That is urgent. We all should be passing stuff down. Wealth. I'm not talking about $1 billion. I'm talking about passing, whether it be a home, whether it be, like I said, a business, whether it be money from maybe an insurance policy, and the person took that and was able to go build their own wealth so that their family could live off of that, and it'll continue to go and go and go and go. This is a major problem. Now, of course, we have some things that have kept us from building wealth. Yes, there have been factors. However, in this day and time, we can't hover on the past. We can't hover on what your grandma and your grandmama's mama and your grandmama's mama didn't do or didn't leave you. We cannot hover over that. But what we can do is say, you know what? My mama died broke. Her mother died broke. Her mother died broke. We got to get away from that. And let me tell you something. I'm not a fan of that. Just hold on, everything gonna be all right. No, Y'all been holding on. Your mama's mama and your mama's mama and your mama's mama and so on and so on, been holding on for 50, 60 years. It's time out for that. You need to be the one. You be the one that creates wealth for your family and for your people, and that way you can pass it down. We got to do this now. And frankly, this might be the last time I speak about this, because I'm not going to beg nobody for them to succeed. I'm not going to do that. If you don't understand that, and if you don't understand the urgency, I mean, just look at your own life. Look at your own life. Did your mother pass you something down? Some wealth? Do you own lots of land and real estate? Do you have $100,000 in the bank? Did her mama do that? Did your daddy do it? And if so, where did it go? These are things that we have to think about. This is very important. And if your family didn't do it, like I said, we're not going to hover on that. We're going to move forward. And you be the one. You be the one. I made up in my mind a long time ago that, you know what, I didn't have wealth passed down to me. I had some knowledge and some wisdom and, maybe some old school ways, but no wealth. I have to get out there and create my own. And I refuse to leave this earth without at least trying with everything in me. And I mean that. But I got off the subject a little bit, but back to passion. So when one thing that I recognize about passion is, a person who is passionless would never understand passion. I'm going to tell you why. Because they will look at you and they will say that, oh, this person is crazy. This person just keep on. That ain't going to never work. That ain't going to never amount to nothing. And, they maybe are negative or doubtful. That's because they don't understand passion. They don't, when they look at you, they don't see that fire behind you. I'm able to identify passion. And when I can identify passion, it's easier for me to invest my time, my talent, or my money. I meet people that it's people that I've never met a day in my life. Have only met them through social media. And man, I have met some passionate people. I mean, people that every day talking about, just buying black, or every day they're talking about, how we need to grow economically. Every day they're talking about the misharm and the mistreatment that black people are going through and have went through. Every day, you don't rest. That's one of the ways you identify passion. So when people, and I say people because there's been more than one, who say things to me such as every day with this look or this tone in their voice, like you don't never stop. You're right. I don't. No. And if you can't understand that, then you're passionless. Because a passionate spirit and another passionate spirit is going to connect. You can see it. You eat it, you sleep it, you everything it. It never goes away. Ever. It's like it runs through your veins. And it's all constantly on your mind. You're constantly working towards whatever that passion may be towards. And I just want us to understand that as well. Because that's important too. So I think, okay, so yeah, right now, I don't know if you guys if there's even anybody watching, because like I said, I can't see. I know you guys can see and hear me, but I can't see and hear you guys. So I am going to, I hope I got somebody that want to call in or something, but if not, then that's fine. I can continue to talk because I like to talk anyways. So that would not be a problem. Um, so right now I am going to open up the phone lines. Let me do so by clicking a few buttons. So give me 2 seconds while I click a few buttons to open up the phone lines. Um, and this is new to me too, y'all. All this electronic stuff we got going on in the world today has really taught me a thing or two. So currently the phone line is open. If you have anything you want to throw in the mix, any kind of questions or anything like that, please call in. I would love to hear what you guys have to say thus far. So please call in if you have anything. The number is 214-509-6560. Don't be scared. We are all family, and you are loved, at least by me. So if anybody wants to call in, again, the number is 214-509-6560. I would really, really love it if somebody called up, and if not, then that's fine too. Now, I do want to say this: when you call up, you are not calling a personal phone. This is a number that I got through Skype. So, if you don't want me to have your number, that's fine. I don't, I'm not crazy or nothing like that. I ain't gonna do nothing with it. I mean, whatever. But call up. I mean, if you have something you want to throw in the mix or something that you would like to say, I would love for you to call in. The number again is 214-509-6560. Please call up and let me hear your voice or let me know what's on your mind thus far. Again, like I said, I'm gonna cut the shows because the podcasts in the past have been, some of them have been an hour and a half, an hour, almost two. One was almost 2 hours. So I want to make sure that I kind of get you guys' attention and then I give it right back. So I want to make sure that I don't take too much of your time. That's extremely important to me because I know it's Monday. A lot of people have kids and husbands and wives and stuff that they have to. When I say wives, I meant like men having wives, not one man having a lot of wives. Just thought I needed to clarify that. But I understand that, and so like I said, I cut it down to 45 minutes. So again, if there is anybody out there that would like to call in with anything, please do so. The number is 214-509-6560. I'm going to get really good at this, watch, guys. I'm going to get good at this, and then when you look up, you're going to see the next time you look up, it's going to be like a real radio show. And so, and again, I have no experience whatsoever in radio. I just felt like there was a need in our community to have someone who, wasn't being paid under the table by nobody. It's not scripted. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I will be honest. I do not take sides. Now I black first always, but that's because I'm black and we are the most harmed, the most mistreated, and so in the context of making sure that we have what we need in our communities. So, well, if I don't have anybody that's going to call up, then I guess I will continue. I really wish that at least one person did. Don't be scared, you guys. we are all, we all cool here. We all cool. Um, like I said, we're all family here. So don't be afraid to call up. Um, I got your back. I promise. And there will be nobody being mistreating no one here. I don't do that. I don't allow that kind of thing to happen. So, um, well, I guess there are no callers. I'm gonna just repeat the number again, just in case. The number's also on the screen. If you look at your screen, it's 214-509 6560 for anybody that would like to call up. I really wish somebody would because I need to see if it worked. So, is there anybody even watching? Like I said, I can't see. So, um, well, okay. Okay, well, I guess the last, what is it? There's about 11 more minutes left within the 45 minutes. I think I'm gonna kind of hit on the immigration thing. I kind of wanted to stay away from current events, as I already said and stated earlier. But I do want to address that because it's been a lot of talk about it, and it is something um, that is happening currently. And so I kind of wanted to put my little 2 cents in on what I think about what's going on and my stance on it. So with that immigration executive order that Trump signed some days ago, honestly, guys, you know, I really do um, a person who is a part of a group of people who have been mistreated, harmed, and just were forced to live in an unjust system that was set up that was not necessarily set up to them. I can kind of I relate. I do relate to the families of those who are being affected and will be affected by it. I do relate, and so because of that, I do. My heart do go out to those people. Now, when I first heard about it, I was extremely mad, and normally this is something I don't do. Normally, I think because I'm a thinker, so normally something happens and I get mad about it or upset. Um, and I say, you know what? Let me think about this. But in that case, I didn't really give it much thought. I was like, I don't like it, so I'm gonna say something about it. Um, and so I really didn't say much. I just put up a post asking people, which I still do stand by. Where we ask everybody to pray for everything else. I mean, where are the prayers at? I don't see nobody asking nobody to pray. And so, and I do stand by that. However, I also do believe and understand and know that, when, as you guys know, the African American, we had a trying year last year. The year of 2016, it's a lot of murders. There were a lot of unjust murders of black men and women. Uh, and so, um, as I think back over everything that happened, who was there for us? Who? We have to be there for ourselves. We have to stand alone. I know me personally, I can't speak for nobody else, but I remember having to literally go toe to toe. And when I say toe to toe, I don't mean like physically fight, but go toe to toe on Facebook with people who were talking bad about the dead, Michael Brown, and or uh, even tried to say something bad about Philando Castile, a man whose record was about as perfect as it could ever be, whose criminal record was about as perfect as could be, and you still had people saying something about the man, about why he didn't do this and do that. What do you mean? So, with all of that being said, after giving it a lot of thought, um, and I have always said, if anybody go down the my posts, some of the posts that have been archived, that are older, you'll find many posts where I said, there's gonna be a day when um, those that didn't stand for me and mine, I can't stand for them. I meant that. Um, I meant that in the sense that, you don't want no harm done to anybody or anything like that. Because, I mean, that's just, you know, you don't want none of that kind of stuff going on. You don't want to see people misharmed and stuff like that. However, when you need somebody's help and they don't come, but then when they need yours, then, it's kind of like. So my my views on that is that we need to, as a group, we gotta tend to our own business, and just build and figure out what we need to do with us, because we got some problems going on that we got to handle, and we can't take on everybody's fight, and we can't take on everybody's business. I mean, it would be nice, but look, we've been getting beat down in the top of our head, particularly the year 2016, with all the murders that went on in the year before that, and the year before that, and many years before that, but recently. So with that in mind, I'm gonna have to just tell you guys that my perspective on this, what's going on, is that what, we gotta, if you want to say a prayer, then say your prayer, but we gotta put our mind on building, you know, um, and so that's where I stand with that. So I'm gonna try one more time, because I do want to see if the phone lines work. I would love for you guys to give me a call if anybody's out there listening. I don't know if you are. I cannot see you, and I cannot see the comments. The reason why I got a uh phone line, a phone number for the podcast, is so that people can call up. So I would love for you guys to call up. The number is at the bottom of the video on the screen: 214-509-6560. Again, that number is 214-509-6560. Please give me a call. I would love to hear what you have to say. And I would love to hear your input. Please, anybody, if you are out there listening, I would love to hear your input, and I would also love to see what you guys have to say. So if you could give me a call, the number is 214-509-6560. And if not, then okay. You guys, you don't have to be afraid. This is safe. This is a safe environment. So I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe you guys like the when I do it from my phone first, I guess. So um, and I think, like I said earlier, I'm really debating on just going all the way over to Ustream, which means I'm going to be asking for you guys to meet me on Ustream when I do a live broadcast or podcast, because it's so much easier. Um, Facebook really, really gives me a hassle when I'm setting up. It does, and so it's just so much easier to to do it on a Ustream. Those of you who are familiar with Ustream. So again, we got a few more minutes left in the podcast. Like I said earlier, I am going to be, I'm going to make sure I stick with my time, which is 45 minutes. I don't, have a big enough crowd to go over that. And so if you guys, want, please give me a call. Again, the number is 214-509-6560. Now, I do need to see if this actually works. So don't be afraid, somebody. Whoever may be out there watching, like I said, I cannot see you, but do not be afraid to call. And if you don't want me to have your number, that's fine. You can block your phone. I think you can block your number because you're not calling my personal phone number. My personal phone number is area code 512. This, you're not calling my personal phone. You are calling a Skype phone number, and so Skype, it gives me it will help me to be able to put you on where everybody that's tuning into the podcast can hear you. So a lot of the radio stations use Skype, and many of the other, and some of them have their own like actual landlines too. But I wasn't gonna get a landline. I mean, it's easier to just do Skype. But so I guess if you guys are not going to, if you guys are not going to call in, then I guess that almost completes our show, or the podcast. I won't call it a show because it's not a show. It's a podcast, and there is a difference. So I want to thank you guys, those of you who did tune in. I really thank you. I appreciate you. I'm hoping that maybe next week is better. Again, I am new. I'm still new to this radio stuff, this podcast stuff. I'm learning. I want to ask you guys to please exercise patience with me. And I also want to ask you guys to please support. It really means a lot because I'm really, really doing this for us. I'm not doing this for nothing else. There's no monetary gain in this. So all I ask is for your and I feel like I'm begging a little bit, but you know what? I'm not too proud to beg. So, but I feel like I just want you guys to support. I want you to invest your time. And for some of you guys, I will ask you guys to come on as a co-host with me, because I actually have quite a few friends that have some things to say. They're very knowledgeable about different areas. My God, and so I would like to give some different perspectives, especially men. Especially would like to get the men on. Maybe we could have some talk about male and female relationships again, which is another one of my favorite topic to talk about because that is another major problem within our communities, our male and female relationships. And the reason why I think that is because there are a lot of single Black women. I think we make up over, that's the time, we make up over 70% of the single population. And that means people who are unmarried and people who are just flat out single. And that's a huge number. So we obviously have some things we need to work out in our community concerning male and female relationships. And so I know of a few people who I think are like really, really, they give some really good perspectives on that particular topic. And so in the future, I will definitely be asking you guys to co-host with me for your perspective, particularly the males. So Well, I thank you guys again for tuning in. I thank each and every one of you guys. Remember to tune in on Mondays, every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Um, Go ahead and get your cell phones out if you don't mind. I'm sure you probably already have them out. But get your cell phones out. Please take this number at the bottom of your video. This is the Code Black phone number for call in. I would love for you guys to call in. Go ahead and log that number into your phone under, of course, Code Black. That way you have it, and I'm hoping that eventually I will actually have people that will call in. And so I love you guys, and I really, really hope you guys have a wonderful night. I may come back on because I really do need to see if the 214-509-6560, if that works. So I may have to just text somebody or something, or inbox somebody to see if they can help us out with that. Again, I love you guys. Hope you guys have a good night, and I will be back next Monday, 7 o'clock. Central Standard Time. Thanks again for tuning in. Good night.